Candace Owens has been on the warpath ever since her friend Charlie Kirk was murdered. She's been asking questions, she's been ruffling feathers, and she's been pissing a lot of people off. But she's also been uniting people. You heard me. Look, obviously I'm not going to be somebody who was a fan of Candace Owens. She has said a lot of egregious things in the past and kind of admitted that she was getting paid to do it. Whatever, that's besides the point. However I felt about her before, I'm not even really sure how I feel about her now. She has planted herself firmly on the right side of history when it came to the Palestine thing. And it cost her. It cost her big time. She lost her job. She lost a bunch of relationships. YouTube came after her. And she's had to build up this empire and regain a following. Well, not regain, but, provide a place for all of her followers to come, and she's been doing well. The right wing and the people who are taking over Turning Points, they can dress up that toad-looking motherfucker, Ben Shapiro, as much as they want. The numbers speak for themselves. The right wing has chosen a new leader from amongst their own ranks. She's being sued by France. She's not allowed in Australia. And she is Benjamin Netanyahu's sleep paralysis monster. She is Candace Owens. And she is causing trouble for the elites. Okay? And this is one of the most significant moments, I think, in American politics. Candace Owens has made a statement. And you know what? Let me just play it for you. Let her tell it to you herself. Let's play the clip.
Trevor Miller writes, something is wrong. It's time to unify as a country and fix this. Yes, I am calling on the left and the right to unify and to solve what happened on September 10th. Okay? All of us, left and right. Gene Machine writes, seriously, our last chance at making a real change to anything. Keep going, Candace. Thank you. Kristen writes, it's not right versus left. It's not black versus white. It's not gay versus straight. It is good versus evil and the truth versus lie. Yes, ma'am.
She is speaking to an audience that's watching live. There are about 250,000 people watching her live. If you are not familiar with live streaming, those are big numbers, huge numbers. And then within 48 hours, that same video has almost 8 million views. This is something that is going to terrify the elites. Candace Owens calling for an alliance between left, right, center, wherever. An alliance against the elite. She's calling for people to stop looking left and right, stop worrying about who's in bed with who, all that stuff. We got bigger problems. We are being attacked by the elite. And this kind of messaging is terrifying to those who are in charge right now. Okay? These guys, the Peter Thiels, the Elon Musks, the billionaires whose names we don't know, they are in America looking at the next 3.5, actually more than 3.5 years, as a golden opportunity that's likely to never come again, to milk America and the rest of the world for everything they're worth. We've seen what it's done to Canada, the jobs that it's caused here, the civil unrest that it's caused here, the mayhem, the tariffs, the talks about taking over our entire country and turning it into a state. And yeah, that might seem like harmless rhetoric. And then you notice that he's bombing Venezuela. Then you hear about how his cabinet has come up with actual war plans with Mexico. And suddenly, it doesn't really seem that funny anymore. So, to learn that the American people might be getting their heads out of their collective asses and stop hating each other and hating their oppressors, this is something that could have a ripple effect that goes across the entire world, hitting Canada first. And I am all for it. I've seen Cenk Uygur from TYT on Tucker Carlson's show. This is not long after Anna Kasparian was on that show. We're learning that Hassan Piker was basically slated to debate Charlie Kirk if he hadn't passed away. These kinds of conversations are needed. This kind of common ground doesn't come across so often, where people are wondering who's exactly in charge here. You know what? Forget about who I hate in my own country. Who's in charge of this country? Where's all this money going? Why is everybody broke, but a few people are getting insanely rich? Why are those insanely rich people at every meeting the president's having, posted up in pictures with him like they're his family members or something? Why is Donald Trump being addressed as though he were Kim Jong-un? These humiliation rituals where people have to sit around and just be like, President Trump, honestly, I wasn't even able to get erections before you came into office. And now, thanks to a picture of you I've hung on my ceiling, I'm able to pleasure my wife. I mean, it might as well be that. But they just lie to him. It's this whole the emperor is not wearing clothes thing. And we're all watching. And I really feel for the kids of those people, because watching your parents just lick the boot of Donald Trump day in, day out. This is going to be a 4-year term unless he tries to take the country over. Is there no foresight for these people? Do you not understand that you're going to be alive after this, after he's out of office? He'll have a legacy. You'll be a joke. And so obviously they're going to make the most of this opportunity. And if the first 100 days looks like this, the next 3 years, we can't even predict. And if the left and the right are fighting each other, no one's paying attention to what they're doing up top. No one's looking up. And Candace is calling for everyone to just put all the other shit aside and look up. And this olive branch is being accepted by the left. I'm seeing it. I saw Sabby Sabs talking about this. I forget the others, but I mean, I think it's going to be a message that's going to be well received. People have a lot of anger. And if they can collectively come together and put that anger in the right place, reclaim some of their rights, that's good for the entire world. Because the fact of the matter is, when you look outside this 1%, we're all peasants. And I do mean all of us. Justin Bieber is closer to my financial situation than he is to Elon Musk's. That's facts. And my financial situation is pretty close to that of a homeless person. So what are we even talking about here? I did a little bit of math that I want to share with you, because sometimes even like $1 billion, everyone's like, oh, the billionaires, $1 billion is hard to conceptualize. So here's a little fun fact for you. If you spent $1,000 a day, every single day, from the time Jesus Christ died until the time you're watching this video, provided it's sometime in the next 50 years, you will not have spent $1 billion. You will have spent, and I wrote it down, $727.7 million. That's not even $727 million. Think about that. When you have that kind of money, and that's 1 billion. These guys are in the hundreds of billions now. They're looking at trillions. When you have that kind of money, what do you buy? You have more money than several small countries' GDP combined. So power, right? First comes the money, then comes the power, then comes the... If you know, you know. I hope this is resonating with people, because I think people are seeing billionaire everywhere, and people think like, you know what, I'm going to become a billionaire. I'm going to be a billionaire. No. And it's not because I don't believe that you can become a billionaire or I'm being some type of hater, but when somebody becomes a billionaire, they're not looking to bring up more billionaires. Okay? There's a finite amount of everything. And hoarding it at the top is how they stay rich. They're not going to congratulate you when you get up there and be like, welcome to the billionaire club. Like, no. They need you to stay poor. That's how they stay rich. So people need to just stop all this fantasy and start paying attention. And if Candace Owens has to be at the head of the brigade, at the like leading the charge, then fuck it, let's follow her. Bred in Captivity, out.